After months of waiting, Newcastle's FA Cup return was electric, as Eddie Howe's machine made a statement.
We knew how important today was going to be for our supporters. You know, we know the long time it's been since the derby, but then also the recent results in the derby for the club have been difficult. So we really wanted to win for them. It was great to share that moment at the end. There's still some in the stand there. We just hope that everyone came to the game, enjoyed it, and is safe and gets home with really good memories.
From Alexander Isak's defining moment,
from that moment, I think
to the Almiron resurgence, to Bruno Guimaraes' importance. It's the start of a brand new era. As per, let's break it all down and discuss the 5 things we learned from Sunderland 0, Newcastle United 3. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. But before we start,
I better go to the past.
I tell you, honestly, I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
So tell me in the comments your scoreline prediction for this game. And if you get it right, you will get a free shout-out. So shout out to Capri Kello and Brian Collins for predicting the scoreline of this game.
Let's go.
Starting off, in the game, Miguel Almiron's performance in the match was exceptional. Almiron's involvement led to Newcastle United doubling their lead just 32 seconds into the second half, as he successfully picked the pocket of Pierre-Emerick and showing great decision-making by allowing Alexander Isak to capitalize and score. He showed the importance of the team's press, as he excels when it is executed effectively. With him winning 7 out of 8 tackles and 7 out of 8 ground duels in the first half, more than any other player on the pitch. In the full game itself against Sunderland, Almiron had 60 touches, 38 out of 42 passes completed, 10 duels won, 9 tackles, 8 ball recoveries, 6 touches in opposition box, 2 shots, 1 chance created, and 1 assist. This game gave a change in opinion about Almiron, as that his performance in the match surpassed people's expectations. It was a true story of resurgence. Another player who bounced back was Kieran Trippier. He was linking with Miggy again neatly as well. The combination of their overlapping runs was deadly. He showed sharpness in the final third, being a constant threat in attacking situations. Defensively, he didn't make any mistakes, and played a role in calming things down when his team had possession. In the first half against Sunderland, Kieran Trippier had 83% pass accuracy, 50 touches, 29 out of 35 passes completed, 3 crosses completed, 3 key passes, 2 long balls completed, and also created more chances than every other player on the pitch combined in the first half. So hopefully Trippier's progress suggests that he is on track to regain his top form. We also learned about the physical presence of Joelinton. He steam-rolled the midfield, and we could immediately feel how light a midfield goes without him. It was a powerful run from Joelinton down the left, as he fired the ball across goal, that led to Ballard sticking out a leg and diverting it into his own net in the 34th minute. In the first half against Sunderland, he had 94% pass accuracy, 43 touches, 29 out of 31 passes completed, 5 out of 7 ground duels won, 3 out of 3 dribbles completed, 2 aerial duels won. However, Joelinton limped and jogged away from the physio down the tunnel at halftime. Speaking after the game, Eddie Howe said, "We were very professional. We took control and had our extra gear back today. We hope our confidence levels return now." One negative is injury to Joelinton. He felt his thigh switching play. We don't know what that looks like yet. Hopefully the injury won't be that bad. Although Big Joe is the physical presence, Bruno Guimaraes is the midfield key. Apart from predicting the scoreline, Bruno put in a monster performance, having 106 touches, 86% pass accuracy, 79 passes completed, 12 out of 16 long balls completed, 4 out of 7 ground duels won, 3 out of 4 tackles won, 1 key pass. Bruno Guimaraes was crucial to Newcastle United. Among all Newcastle United players this season, he is first in balls recovered, first in duels won, first in fouls suffered, first in successful dribbles, first in successful passes, second in tackles, second in decisive passes, and second in SofaScore match rating.
Hi Newcastle fans, I hope you enjoy your weekend. It was amazing, my first debut, first win. All the lads.
The scary thing is that earlier this month reports were claiming that PSG had made an inquiry for Bruno Guimaraes, who has a release clause of £100 million, with a sale being considered interesting by Newcastle, who is facing financial fair play problems. However, Eddie Howe on Bruno Guimaraes and PSG links said, "We want to keep our best players." When you are talking about your best players, you want to keep them at the football club as long as possible, so that is certainly our aim. Ben Jacobs also provided further clarity on the situation, saying that PSG are not considering Bruno Guimaraes this January despite links. Fabrizio Romano, in his caught offside briefing, then put the final nail, saying, "I am not aware of anything on a deal with PSG for Bruno Guimaraes now. PSG like Bruno for sure, but I am not aware of any concrete negotiations so far. In case it changes, I will update, but at this stage, it is very quiet."
So that was a f***ing lie.
Hopefully, Bruno Guimaraes will continue to be part of Newcastle United. But let me know in the comments, do you think a £100 million release clause in Bruno's contract is fair, or it should have been higher? Then moving on, although Joelinton and Bruno Guimaraes bossed the midfield, Longstaff has gone backwards as a player, and it's now seeming that Miley is better than him. In the game, Sean Longstaff was really blowing big chances.
You know what? Here go 2 more for y'all.
You've scored in some big games for Newcastle in recent years. Was a frustration you couldn't add a goal today?
Yeah, a little bit. I thought I had some good chances, but I think ultimately, as long as we win and go through, it doesn't really matter. I think probably a little bit like last year, there's a spell where I had some good chances and didn't score, and then ended up scoring a few games after that, so hopefully that's sort of going to follow the same pattern.
Longstaff against Sunderland had the lost Newcastle player match rating of 6.4, having 55 touches, 34 out of 40 passes, 0 key passes, 0 out of 1 accurate crosses, 1 out of 4 accurate long balls, 0 successful dribbles attempted, 1 big chance missed, 1 out of 7 ground duels won, 0 aerial duels, 12 times possession lost, 2 fouls. I hope he had his notebook to take notes from Ballard, who really taught him how to finish.
You were backed by 6,000 away fans today. They're still here. It's been 12 years since the club's last time we had derby. How pleasing was it to deliver this result for them today?
Yeah, it was massive for them. They've stuck with through a tough month, I would say, and not really gave them a lot to shout about through December, and that was disappointing from our side. But I think today, new month, sort of a new year, a chance to really give them something to get behind, and I thought we've done that. Obviously a day they'll never forget, and like I said, we've got to use it as a springboard now to kick on and sort of make the season into a positive one.
Despite that, it was a big day for Alexander Isak, who had a 90% pass accuracy, 26 touches, 2 shots on target, 2 goals, meaning Alexander Isak became the first Newcastle player to score at the Stadium of Light since Mathieu Debuchy on the 27th of October 2013. With his brace on the day, Alexander Isak became the first Newcastle United player to score twice in an away match against Sunderland since Ollie Burton in December 1967.
No, so pleased. I think today was all about, winning this match for the fans, for the club, and less about, the actual match. We just wanted to win this derby. It was a long time ago they played and won, so now I'm delighted.
It was an own goal that separated the two sides in the first half. How important was that breakthrough after a dominant 45 minutes?
No, it was very important. These games, it doesn't really matter if you dominate the game, because you can turn any way. So, a goal for us in the first half was very important.
You doubled your side's lead within the opening 60 seconds of the restart. How important was that fast start to give a bit of breathing space between your opponents?
That was good. It was good. I think still at 2-0. The game is still like a bit unsure. Anything can happen. But obviously that was good for us. Gave us a bit more confidence, and I think from that moment, I think we kept playing our game, and that was very important.
While for Newcastle United, it was a dominant performance, as you can see by the field tilt, as Newcastle United were imposing their will on the game, with nothing but Newcastle wave after wave of pressure. Sunderland had a lower XG, or expected goals value, of an astonishing 0.01 compared to Newcastle's 0.74, indicating that Newcastle had better quality scoring opportunities overall. More astonishingly, Sunderland had just 28% possession and registered 1 shot in the first half against Newcastle, just imagine. Overall, the victory means Newcastle have beaten Sunderland across any competition for the first time since August 2011, ending their 9-game winless run against their rivals, dating back to the 20th of August 2011, when they beat them 1-0 at the Stadium of Light.
8 years both sets of fans have waited for this derby. I think 13 since Newcastle have won one. So worth the wait for the travelling 6,000?
Yeah, it was from our perspective today. I thought the atmosphere inside the ground, as we knew, would be hostile for us. But I thought the Newcastle supporters really did create as much as they could for the away supporters, a really good feeling for us in the game. And I thought that the start was always going to be crucial. First goal was always important. I thought we settled really well, took the sting out of the atmosphere and tried to quieten the crowd with a dominant display on the ball. And as I said, that first goal made the difference for us.
It's the FA Cup, so I suppose in essence the result more important than the performance. But the way you played today, it seemed to remind me of early in the season, the intensity, the way you pushed high up the field. Is that simply because you've had a full week off?
I think they played a big part in it. I do. I think we've had some training time as well, so we've been able to get the feeling back into the lads of what training actually feels like and the benefits of it. And yes, I thought the players entered the pitch fresher today, and I think you could see that, say for example, with someone like Miguel Almiron, who pressed and won the ball for the second goal, and those actions can only happen when you're feeling physically good. So I'm delighted with how the players attacked the match today.
The first 2 goals, they were mistakes, but are they mistakes that you forced?
Absolutely. I think you give any players pressure. Pressure to try and win the ball back. You can force mistakes and force errors, and I think we did that throughout the game, and especially in those 2 key moments.
Did the lads need a lift today? December's been tough, this run you've been on.
I think every player needs to play with confidence and total faith in themselves and their team. And I'm not saying the players were doubting that, but I think when you go through a period of difficult results, naturally then confidence becomes fragile, and I think that's possibly where we were. Hopefully this result can change the feeling and can inspire some really good performances from us.
What about you? Did you ever feel under any pressures? Did you need a bit of a lift today?
I think genuinely I always feel under pressure, and genuinely it's from myself, and I've been of course soul searching a little bit with recent results, and of course always thinking of how you can change things and how you can inspire people and how you can improve not just results but performances. So naturally you need to win.
What would you like in round 4?
A home tie preferably. Apart from that, we'll take anybody.
Last one, Eddie, and I guess a lot of Premier League managers will get asked this. How did you find watching the game today with no VAR? Did it change the way the game flowed at all?
I'd not really thought about it, to be honest. Obviously I knew there was no VAR today. I was one when VAR came in that was probably against it, so I enjoyed today.
You mean to tell me you watched the entire video but you haven't subscribed? Hit the